Thatcher as the elevator rises through the center of the hospital. "Where would you be if you were her?" "I don't know," Thatcher says, shrugging. "Didn't you tell me she's a nurse?" Cohen asks. The boy shrugs again, nods. His eyes are bloodshot from lack of sleep, and his baseball cap lists farther and farther to the side as the morning goes on. "So what you're saying is, we're looking for a missing woman who's a nurse, and she's hiding in a hospital?" Ava asks. Cohen smiles. Ava looks at him, then at Thatcher. "Does the term needle in a haystack mean anything to you two?" She finally gets a smile out of the boy. "What kind of a nurse is she?" Ava asks. "I don't know. A regular old nurse, I guess." "If I were a nurse, where in a hospital would I hide?" "Maybe where there are a lot of nurses, so you could blend in?" Thatcher asks. Ava looks over at Cohen playfully. "Why didn't I think of that before?" she says. "This boy's going to be a detective someday." Thatcher tries not to smile, scratches the back of his neck, and yawns without covering his mouth, a long, exaggerated yawn that makes Cohen rub his own eyes and wish for a few hours of sleep. The elevator arrives at their floor, and they walk out. The hospital is awake now, with nurses walking here and there, orderlies serving breakfast, doctors going from room to room. Thatcher looks at Cohen. "I'll catch up with you soon." "Okay," Ava says. "Well, Thatcher, should we go floor to floor?" "There are a lot of floors," he says, sounding hesitant. "We'll do one at a time, and you can check in with your father in an hour or two to see how your grandfather's doing. I'll stop by later, Cohen." "Thanks, Ava," he says, glancing at Thatcher. "Hang in there." Cohen watches as they walk away and stop to talk to a few nurses, Ava asking questions. They glance into a few rooms, open the door to a storage closet, and are confronted by a nurse. Cohen smiles. He walks into his father's room. Calvin is in his bed, looking exactly the same. Cohen's mother stands at the foot of the bed like an ancient stone statue. His sister sits in the same chair she always sits in, both hands on her stomach, eyes glued to their father. Dr. Stevens is there. "Ah, Cohen, I'm glad you're back. I've been talking with your sister and your mother." "Hi." "Yes, well, can we talk?" He takes a few steps to the back of the room, beside the window. The sun is already well above the buildings, and the sky is an enchanted, oil-painting blue. Cohen follows the doctor. Kay rises up out of the chair with a groan, a hand on her back. Their mother never moves, never blinks. "Your babies have dropped since yesterday," the doctor says to Kay, smiling. "Yeah," she replies with a grimace. "I feel like they're ready to fall out." "Are these your first?" "No, I have a son." "Okay. Wanted to make sure you knew the signs of impending labor. Do you have a C-section scheduled?" Kay nods. "Good." He pauses as if searching for a good transition. When nothing seems to come to mind, he beckons for them to move a little closer. He gives a sad smile, lays his clipboard down on the windowsill, crosses his arms, and leans back against the glass. "I'm sorry to say there's nothing more we can do. Your father is no longer responding. There's no reason to expect he'll recover." Cohen looks over at Kay, and she does not respond the way he expects. No hand to the face, no tiny whimpering sounds. In fact, she barely responds at all. Her eyes glaze over, her lips remain slightly apart, shallow breaths coming and going. She licks her lips, she swallows, that's all. "I am recommending that we remove your father from life support." Cohen does not take his gaze off Kay. She nods, and now her eyes are moving from one thing to another, from the window to the doctor's face, to her mother, to her father, and back to the window. "Kay?" Cohen asks. She closes her eyes and takes a deep breath. "No," she says, one word. "I'm sorry?" Dr. Stevens asks. "I said no." "We need to talk about this, Kay." Cohen's voice comes out quiet, gentle. "There's nothing to talk about." Cohen looks at the doctor, who does not look surprised. "Take your time," Dr. Stevens said.